What's going on, guys? It's Jeff. We're back here on some more Battlefield 6, and last night they ended up adding a new game mode in here called King of the Hill, which, I mean, is pretty self-explanatory. So we're gonna play that. I also got my settings dialed in a little bit more. On controller, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. I'm gonna be using the single most broken thing in this game, as far as weapons go, the M87A shotgun. This thing, I am sure that you have already been shit on by this thing multiple times. This shotgun is out of control. It's incredibly good. It's got insane range. It does sometimes have a weird inconsistency, but maybe I'm just missing, or maybe like the server is doing something weird. I don't know. My game is running like shit right now. What's happening? I'm hitching every few seconds. I turned on my FPS stuff to see the dips in it. I was getting crazy like stutters. That was the first time I ever felt any kind of like weird performance issue in the game. I also tweaked some settings around. You know what's crazy? This game looks incredible on all of the lowest settings possible. It still looks incredible. I don't get it. I don't know if I just rejoined the same game, but that's fine. So I made some adjustments to my settings. I had a whole bunch of people adding me and quoting me and stuff like that with a bunch of other people's like settings videos. I basically have like a Frankenstein version of multiple setting videos I've watched. All of them are always using the uniform soldier aiming, which I really do not like. I'm not saying it's bad or doesn't work for people, it absolutely does, but for me and my playstyle, it doesn't work for me. Because I have multiple zoom settings for different zoom levels, I used to always be on the highest sensitivity possible on the older Call of Duties for years when I was sniping. It looked better, and at the time, there's no like zoom settings. You wanted to hit flicks. The aim assist is really strong, so you can have a really high sensitivity, and then as soon as it latches onto somebody, you can still get that. So I got used to that. Muscle memory-wise, I got used to being able to flick within the scope. But then, once I started going for all of the camo challenges and stuff, that means I was supposed to use a whole bunch of different weapons. Don't need me to be flicking and stuff like that. I need to stay on target. God damn, clobbered those guys. Holy shit, look at that. We were even for a long time until we weren't. Say I'm on like 20 sensitivity, I am now on like a 10 to 12 sensitivity instead of 20. But my muscle memory still sticks with the sniper rifle. So I lowered my overall stuff to make me more accurate with all of the other weapons, the full autos and stuff, except the sniper rifle. So I specifically need the per zoom settings. You cannot have per zoom settings if you have the uniform aiming thing on. So anytime anyone was trying to help me, they wouldn't understand what it was that I was doing. If I start overshooting, undershooting, whatever, I adjust from that point. And that's what I've been doing. I think I got, at the very least, I like the feel of my aiming now. I will not be crying anymore. Shit has been super fun. I've been excited to play it when I wake up. The game is great. It is Battlefield. There are some issues here and there, but like not necessarily from me. This shotgun, probably the strongest weapon in the game. It just feels like shit to die to this thing. Okay. I changed some of my like hit marker colors around and stuff to make things more clear. The gunplay on this game feels incredible. The gameplay I'm seeing from a lot of people, man, people's shots are smooth as fuck on this game. I saw that Tim ended up tweeting a video of people getting up like into the mountains over. It's not on this map. Well, it actually is on this map, but it's in like the bigger modes or whatever. But basically up here in the back, climb up into the mountain, not on the mountain. I mean, you fall through the rocks, and you can basically use it as like invulnerable cover. You can shoot through it, you can poke your head out, and whenever you're close to dying or getting shot at, you can just dip your head right back into the rock. This map, not so great for it, but again, still, this shotgun and this mode, perfect together. I do wish I could hear footsteps a little bit better, personally. Usually in Call of Duty, I'm not a fan of, like, big, loud footsteps and stuff, but in a game like this, where there's just a ton of sound, and the spawns are not, like, a set thing, where they're not nearly as controllable, I feel like the footsteps should be a little bit easier to recognize. I get it, in war, we're not gonna hear the footsteps. I do get that, I understand. There is also a clip going around of people that manage to somehow get like hacks and cheats and whatever. Again, there's a whole bunch of people going in on it and overreacting and stuff and saying like, look, the kernel level stuff doesn't do anything. Look, I went through all this stuff in my BIOS to turn on secure boot and all that shit, and we still have to deal with this. Man, listen, this is something we have to do not because EA wants to be doing, or Activision or anybody for that matter. They don't want to have to put resources into this, right? We need to be angry at the people that are actually hacking. We still need to understand like who the problem problem is, okay? There's always going to be this race between updating the anti-cheat versus a new cheat coming along or a new engine, whatever. There's always going to be the battle of it, but the kernel level stuff and the secure boot and stuff does make it more difficult. It's all about trying to make them jump through hoops in order to do it. It'll always be able to be done, but that doesn't mean that the anti-cheat is not working. I also haven't ran into an actual person doing that in my game. What the fuck is that guy doing? I get it, it's a shotgun. If we want to be realistic, yeah, these shotguns should blast people. One-shot weapons in general, always going to be a nightmare balance issue. They're either OP and everyone uses it, or they end up hitting them so bad that no one uses them at all. I don't know how many games actually have the shotgun balance like really set up. Jev, please snipe. I am sniping with a shotgun. I can put the slugs on. Oh, I also managed to turn off the adaptive triggers thing as well. I basically used like a remapping program and was able to basically recognize my controller as an Xbox 360 controller, and it has regular triggers now. So now I don't have to deal with the adaptive trigger thing. Kind of ridiculous that there's no option for it, but yeah, I'm sure they'll fix that in the full game. I don't want to be talking too much about balance yet or anything like that, but this shotgun definitely is a well-known issue. Did I respawn so quickly it won't even let me edit my loadout? Oh my, there's so many angles in these maps. Fuck you, Jev, Lamal, that shotgun. I know. What the fuck? Oh, this thing is so crazy. I think the main issue with this shotgun, I'm sure everything's gonna be rebalanced or whatever, but speed in which you can shoot is crazy. This is too much. It's way too much. That needs to be cut like in half. I get it, you really can pump a shotgun that fast. I'm sure you can. And maybe that's like a feature of this weapon, because I remember there was a clip going around of Scump using a specific like AR or something, and it had 0 recoil, and people were like, oh my god, this game has no recoil. But it turns out that the weapon was designed in real life to have as little recoil as possible. So they're obviously taking some real life inspiration from some of the weapons. Maybe the shotgun has like a special thing where it pumps faster than other shotguns regularly. Who knows? For manual pumps anyway. Obviously there's full auto shotguns and whatever, but my shotgun's level 20 already? I didn't know that. Have you guys found any other issues? I'm having a great time. I think this is really good. Performance overall, I saw people saying that like yesterday I was complaining about having 200 FPS or whatever. You have to understand, I was comparing it to 2042's performance. For whatever reason in this game, whenever you get really close to other players, that's really when your frames drop. Like this game is crazy CPU intensive. It seems that way anyway. Every single time I'm around multiple players in a small area, the FPS tanks way down. I don't expect it to not move at all, but it is noticeably worse than it was in 2042. Hopefully they'll have time to mess around with this stuff, because if my system is performing in a way where I'm like, okay, that's pretty low for my system, I can imagine for other people that don't have crazy setups, I don't even know what they're dealing with. They're gonna have to have like perma DLSS, performance plus frame gen stuff, and a ton of people don't even have frame gen. Yeah, I don't know. At a certain point, when is it better to just have like a good solid experience over on console? By the way, has anybody measured the performance over on console? I'm curious how that is. If it stays like a smooth 120 or whatever on performance, I don't even know if that's available. If it just stays solid at a locked thing, that's really nice. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section. I'm having a good time. I highly doubt they'll do any like weapon nerfs or changes or whatever, but maybe they will. Who knows? I'm just a COD player. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just my feeling on it. That shotgun's pretty strong. I'm just saying.